What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 25 of Skins in the Game. Tough loss to the Giants this week, but first, how you doing, Dad?
I'm doing all right. And yes, it was yet another tough loss, but I've learned to live through the week without being so depressed, so I have evolved.
Fair enough.
How was your week?
My week wasn't too bad. But yeah, so you wanted me to go at the top of the show. We are going to switch this Skins in the Game. We were doing it on Tuesdays. Now, obviously, we're doing it today, Wednesday, but we're going to continue to do it on Wednesdays. It gives me an extra day to rewatch the game, break anything down, try to understand what went on more in whatever particular play, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, we are going to start on 7 o'clock on Wednesdays from now on. So, thank you for people that have joined us. Anthony Johnson already commented, what's good? How's it going, Anthony? All right.
Hey, Anthony.
So
apparently not the Redskins, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, the Redskins unfortunately are not good. We lose to the 0-5 Giants, 20-19. Mike Pryor says, "What's up, Timmy? How's it going? You don't care about that. I understand."
It's all good.
Just kidding. All right. So, where do you want to start, Dad? What grinds your gears, or what was glaring from the game that is like we need to go over? What was your first thing?
The defense can't get off on third down. I mean,
You're
it's
not
like
kidding.
Deja vu, right?
They were 7 for 11 on third down, and like a lot of people look at the total stats and think, "Oh, our defense played good." All of those stats, 240 total yards, was on 6 drives. That's 40 yards a drive on average. Like, they ran down the clock. There was a 9-minute drive in the third quarter that just ate up the entire third quarter. And then we had the ball for 7 minutes. So there was over a quarter of play was gone in 2 drives. This clock ran really quick, and there just wasn't opportunities to get a bunch of yards.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, and I'll say this too. I know that the third down stat is third down period, whether it's third down and 1 or third down and 10. To me, okay, if they get third down and 1, I'm not kicking them because that's a tough thing to stop. You didn't do well on first and second. But third and double digits, third and 9, third and 12, it's like I'd like to know what the stat is on how many that they had third and 10 or longer that they got.
Yeah, I don't have that offhand, but it was frustrating to watch the defense play. And you know, our offense didn't have great stats, but our offense actually looked a little bit better than our defense yesterday, and it doesn't show that because, just as I said, the game went fast because the clock was moving quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I had
Didn't we outgain the Giants, though, in total yards?
Oh, yeah, well, that last drive definitely helped because and we also fumbled the ball, so they didn't have any offensive yards on that drive, because they just scored by the fumble. But yes, by the end of the day, we did have 337 total yards to 240 total yards for the Giants.
Okay. That's something to put our hat on or lay our hat on.
Yeah, I guess if you want to. Yeah, we can do that. No.
I'm taking what they're giving me because they're not giving me much.
That's a fact. Well, so I just wanted to go over a few, we don't have to go in detail, but I just had a list of plays that I thought were like interesting moments and put them in chronological order of when they happened. So in the first drive, there was an illegal motion play. Do you remember this, where we had Logan Thomas in the backfield and then Kyle Allen goes to act like he's going to go under center and then he runs out of it to let the direct snap go to Logan Thomas? Did you understand why that was illegal motion at the time of the play?
I didn't see more than one person in motion.
Right.
And I thought you were allowed to have more, as long as it was only one. No, I did not get that.
Okay, so I looked it up because I didn't understand it either. And when I went back and watched the film, I'm kind of the same way. There was nobody else moving. Kyle Allen was never going towards the line of scrimmage. He was always going away from the line of scrimmage. He was in motion at the time of the snap, so I was kind of confused. It was like, you see jet sweeps all the time. You see people in motion all the time. So why was that particular play an illegal motion? And the reason is a person in the backfield, so behind the offensive line, can be in motion as long as they're not going towards the line of scrimmage. But receivers, if they're outside, they have to set for a full second.
Yeah.
And since Kyle Allen screamed outside the tackle box and he was out as a receiver, he was required to set for a full second prior to the snap, and that was not the case because he continued to move when the snap was called. So that was the difference. So as
soon as he got outside the tackle box, he was a receiver and he had to set.
Exactly. And since he never got set, that was the reason there was an illegal motion called on the play. So the snap.
Well, I understand it. I don't like it anymore, or any better, but I understand it.
Right. So the snap should have basically come faster. Is basically what happened. Is that the snap didn't come quick enough, because if he even it was the idea is that he was supposed to get out of there, but if they called the snap when he was at the tight end spot, then that would have been fine. But since the snap didn't come fast enough, he was outside prior to the thing. So that's basically what happened on that one.
Okay.
Then
I did not realize that. That's a good point. I didn't realize you had to be inside the line in motion. You can't be motioning even vertically outside. So that's good to know. I did not know that.
Yep. So that was what I found out there. To finish that first drive, we have the stupid 47-yard missed field goal by Hopkins. Come on, man. That's number 3 or 4 on the year already in week 6. Plus you have a missed PAT. Ron Rivera said that he is not looking for competition in the kicking room at this time. Frustrating.
Why not?
Exactly. I have no clue.
And refresh my memory, did Hopkins used to be this bad? I thought he was he's been around
Jay Gruden
3 years?
wouldn't kick long field goals with him. We knew he had a powerful leg because when he came in, he could kick it out of the end zone. That's why we hired him, because we wanted somebody to kick it out. All of our old kickers couldn't kick it out of the end zone, so we were excited for a guy that could kick it out of the end zone. But whenever we had a chance at a 55-yard field goal, Jay Gruden would go for it, or Jay Gruden would punt it. And we were always like, why is he... We have a dude with the leg. Go for the 55-yard field goal. Well, we're starting to find out now. Of course, we have the missed field goal in overtime against Cincinnati. We've had other misses. He wasn't extremely accurate last year. He's not been the most accurate kicker since we've had him. But Jay Gruden almost kind of shielded him in the past, where he wouldn't ship him out there for long field goals. A lot of his field goals were all within the 40, basically, or 45.
Right.
Because Jay Gruden wouldn't send him out there. So we're kind of finding out why. There was a play on the first Giants drive. Do you remember this one? Devontae Freeman made Jimmy Moreland and DeShazer Everett look silly. He put them both on skates. Jimmy Moreland comes out on a corner blitz, and he got frozen time. He literally hit the ground and then just fell over. It was embarrassing. It was he just hit it, and then there was no trying to reach back for him or nothing. He just went and just fell over.
Didn't get that one.
And then he had the exact same move on DeShazer Everett downfield, and it was an embarrassing play for both Jimmy Moreland and DeShazer Everett. Then we get to the pick by Allen. The interception by Kyle Allen. And at first when I watched this play...
Horrible.
Yeah. At first when I watched this play, I thought there was some weird man-to-man coverage for James Bradbury, and he was supposed to stay with the tight end, but then he just made a good play to peel back on the in route, or the dig route. No. It was just Kyle Allen stared down the receiver the entire time. The entire time James Bradbury was in zone, and he just... one of the easiest picks he'll make, because he just literally backed up and it was right to his hands. Bad
but he didn't put. The other thing is, okay, and you're right about everything you said is right, but put a little air under the ball. You can't throw that ball on a rope like that. You got to put some air on it, because the guy underneath, you got to get it over him, and he didn't. He threw it on the rope.
I think he thought that James Bradbury was going to stick with the tight end and move out of the way and let Terry come from behind him. I think that's what he saw and what he thought he was going, what was going to happen, but he couldn't have been more wrong. It was an easy interception for James Bradbury.
Yeah, if that's what he was thinking, he needs to stop thinking.
Yeah, he needs to not do that anymore. It's dangerous for all of us.
That's right.
The first Giants TD, Moreau got beat by who was it? Crap. I don't have it written down. It wasn't Sterling Shepard. It was the other one. Crap. Name to be determined. Maybe you can can tell me. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The young receiver. It's going to bother me. Anyway, he got beat, and there's no doubt about it. But on top of that, Cameron Kroll on the other side got beat the exact same way by Evan Ingram. He
Yeah.
was wide open on the other side, and it was bad either way. So very bad for the defense on that play. And we rushed 6, but we didn't have even a chance to get there because he threw it within about 2 seconds, like 2.1 seconds. The ball was gone. Sweat actually had a chance at potentially swiping it. He was right there, but he just didn't have time to get to the quarterback. So that was a tough play. Next drive, we're driving the ball down the Giants field, okay? And we are on the Giants' 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Kyle Allen does a play-action play that, to me, is unforgivable. I'm so upset about this play. He goes on a play-action, comes out, the defensive end does not bite on the play-action, so he's out there ready for him, and he's going to come sack him. And instead of throwing it away because he had a 5-yard separation, he just stands there and looks downfield and lets the freaking defensive end come down and sack him for a 14-yard loss to now put us in 2nd and 24.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Throw the ball. Like, throw it to a receiver or throw it away. You can't just let him come in and sack you undeterred. Like, what were you looking at?
Or just run towards the sideline and run out of bounds on a 5-yard loss or something,
No,
Yeah,
there was
it
no
was like-
sideline because the guy was out there. Like, he had nowhere to go. It was either find a receiver right now or get rid of the ball. It was no option of just let me just sit here or try to make a move. Like, you had to be Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, or something like that to potentially make that guy miss. He's not making that defensive end miss in that situation. Get rid of the ball. Stupidness, okay? That was bad. All right, now it goes from bad to worse because this play was way worse than Kyle Allen. Okay? And this is not a Kyle Allen play. It's the next drive for the Giants. The famous 49-yard run by Daniel Jones.
Yeah, because he's a speedster, People can't catch him.
Dad. He dusted Landon Collins. Yes, he had a little head start. Landon Collins, this play right here alone makes me not like Landon Collins. This is the top, or the low as you can get. I guess you would say the low valley of Landon Collins' career. This is a read option play for Daniel Jones and Devontae Freeman. Montez Sweat comes off, and his job is the running back, and he tackles the running back immediately. Right. Landon Collins was the guy that's supposed to be guarding the quarterback. And for some reason, he stares down Montez Sweat tackling the running back and just lets Daniel Jones run right by him. So Dan Jones goes deep. Then he turns around. Oh, crap, here's the ball. And he starts running. Daniel Jones runs away from him. He gains ground on Landon Collins.
I think that was the play that they even fooled the cameraman.
Yeah, exactly. But Landon Collins, not only did he get beat, but Daniel Jones gained ground on Landon Collins. By the end of the play, he was farther away than him at the start of the play.
Yeah. It was embarrassing. I can't argue with you.
Landed. Oh, so bad.
It was embarrassing. It was. It's like I said, I thought, because the cameraman, the way they covered it, I thought Montez Sweat tackled him for a loss. Mm-hmm. I thought the guy had the ball, and then I realized that Daniel Jones had the ball. And then he's running away from, it was like, wait, who is that running down the field? Daniel Jones is not a speedster.
Yeah, I mean, he's not slow, but he's not Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, nothing like that. Like, it's crazy what Landon Collins made him look like. That was embarrassing. And yeah, I would love to get rid of Landon Collins right now. I don't care. Like, we're not paying that kind of play $16 million. No. Unbelievable bad. So we had the running into the kicker play before we went for it on 4th and 4. Why is that not a first down? Automatic first down.
Well, and they added that a while ago, and they also added the personal foul face mask and grabbing the face mask, and they actually got rid of that one because it involved the head. But I agree with you that it used to be where if you hit the kicker, it was a personal foul 15 yards, and they came up with this idea that, hey, if you just kind of bumped into the kicker, you didn't hit his plant leg, you didn't really waylay him, that it was, yes, still you're coming in contact with the kicker, but it's only 5 yards because it wasn't egregious or whatever. I'm
cool with 5 yards, but defensive holding is 5 yards, but it's an automatic first down. Why in the world is running into the kicker? Because that is a health concern. That's a health issue play. Why is that not punished with an automatic first down? I can't answer that question, but it's just a silly thing. But I think that should be punished by.
Well, I'd say this, that if they're going to do that with a kicker, then they ought to be able to do that with a quarterback too. That every time you hit a quarterback, it's not roughing the passer. Sometimes you're just running into the passer and you graze his head, or you come in contact with him the wrong way. And maybe they should do that too. If it's not a safety, to your point, if it's a safety thing, then if you touch him, it's 15 yards. Because with a quarterback, you see some of the most minor contact with a quarterback. Like a guy throws his arm up in the air to try to block a pass, and he jumps up in the air, and as he comes down, his arm goes on the top of his head, and it's like, oh, 15-yard penalty, hitting the quarterback in the head. It's like, no, that should be running into the quarterback, 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. Or if you touch the kicker, same kind of player, then it's 15 yards. So I agree with you. But it's the rule.
Yeah.
Based on the rule, they called it right. I don't agree with the rule. That's what I say too often in the NFL now.
I'm with you. All right. That 4th and 4 play, I don't know how we got that 4th and 4, because Terry McLaurin was wide open for the first down, and for some reason Kyle Allen does not throw the ball when he's looking straight at him, and he decides to throw it deeper to Dontrell Inman. More power to him, I guess. He got the play done, but please, just next time, just get the first down. Your 4th and 4, just get it. Your best player's wide open at the first down line. Just throw it to him.
Well, and let's talk about, you're talking about it was 4th and 9.
Uh-huh.
And they punt to the 1 yard. They get him pinned on the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name on Sports Talk now? D'Angelo Hall was like, why are they not? They got him pinned on the 1 yard line. They're going to go for 4th and 4. And I kind of thought about it. It was like, you know what? I like this. I like the fact that it's like, we're going to do something, try to throw them off balance, and they pulled the play off. It's one of those where you're either a genius or you're an idiot, and Rivera was a genius for calling that. But everybody that was watching the game with me, it was like, you've got them pinned at the 1 yard line, and you're going to go for 4th and 4.
I said the same thing. I mean, I was confused too. Like, you have them in a perfect spot. Why not just pin them back? But you know what? As you said, it worked out. We scored a touchdown on that drive. Hey, can't complain about the results, but the decision-making was a little questionable in my opinion.
Well, and it's two ways to look at it. Whenever you do these things, there's two ways to look at it. One is you want to show your offense you have confidence in them. But two, it's also if you decline the penalty, then you're telling your defense, hey, you got them on the 1 yard line. I have confidence that they're not going to get anywhere. So that indicates to your defense, the way you've been playing today, I don't have confidence that you're going to be able to hold them there. So I'm going to try 4th and 4. So you can take it either way, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep, for sure. Beautiful touchdown fade route to Logan Thomas on that touchdown. It was perfectly thrown. Couldn't get any better. Something
that Kirk Cousins, who were all the quarterbacks, they tried to do the fade and couldn't pull it off. And Kyle Allen threw it right at the post. Remember, they were always talking about stop throwing the fade. You can't do it.
With Josh Doxson? Yeah. No, it was a beautiful throw. That's what Kyle Allen does, man. He makes you freaking face palm throughout the day, and then he'll throw a couple passes, and you're like, oh, okay. All right.
Maybe we got something here.
Yeah, you have a little something here. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we all come back down to
the second half, I'm surprised they didn't go for it on 4th and 2. The Giants, they were on our own 38. They were moving the ball on us all day, and they decided to they think they punted. Yeah, because that was when they took the 5 yard penalty and tried to get us to jump off sides, and it ended up being 4th and 7. They punted. I'm just shocked they didn't go for it, but they kept us in the game because I think they could have easily got a field goal out of that drive. But that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I was surprised, and maybe again they thought, hey, we're going to come up here, be real aggressive, and get them to jump off sides, and they didn't really call a play. Mm-hmm. And then instead of, I think they still had a timeout left. They could have called a timeout and then thought about it, but apparently they were like, we're in the lead, right? They were in the lead at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember. 13-10, I guess. But Yeah, who knows what these coaches think sometimes because,
Right.
I don't know. But I agree with you. It was like, wow, they didn't go for it. I was shocked.
For sure. Then we go 3-and-out. Allen missed a wide open Terry. And then the Giants proceed to go on a 9-minute drive that I already talked about, I think. But it was capped off by an interception by Kendall Fuller. I don't know what the refs were looking at. That was clearly out of bounds.
No, I disagree with that. I disagree. If they'd have called it look, Tim, if they'd have called it incomplete, it would not have been reversed. But the angles that I saw, you could not say definitively that the point of his elbow didn't hit. I know the outside of his elbow.
Have you gotten glasses yet? Have you gotten glasses yet, Dad?
I'm telling you. I said
it was
at the
clearly
time,
out of bounds. We got a gift on that one. He landed on the out of bounds line, but I understand you disagree. Okay, fine.
Okay, well, just so you know, one of the Giants players gave him a high five after they said it, and he said, good play. He was right there, and he actually congratulated him on him. So that was a guy that was on the field that gave Fuller a high five and said, good play. Like he knew. So you could say you're definitively 100% that it was out of bounds. I would disagree with that. Because, look, your elbow is pointy. If your elbow comes down, this side of my arm is this far over. If this point of my elbow hits the ground and then the outside of my arm goes out of bounds, that's a clean play. That's all I'm saying. And you had a guy on the Giants that congratulated it for him. So maybe you need to get glasses and watch it again.
I've watched it many times. It was clearly out of bounds. The commentators were saying it was out of bounds. Everybody was saying it was out of bounds. I don't know why it was not out of bounds. But it's fine. We got the ball back. We do a 7-yard drive.
Negative Nelly.
We got a 7-minute drive. Ends in a field goal. There should have been a PI on that one, I think. Right? Remember that play? Kyle Allen throws it to the left for Isaiah Wright. I thought he got there early because we got called for like the same situation the drive before.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We got exactly the same call. He was playing the ball, but he got to the receiver early, and they called it against us, and they didn't call it. It was almost the identical play. I knew as soon as I saw the notes you had taken, it was like, yep. We were saying the same thing. It's like, why is that not a pass interference? He got there early. He's playing the ball, but you can't go through the receiver to get to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, and they call against the WFT. They're the Redskins. You know what? Screw that. Here, look at my shirt. It's the Redskins.
Yeah.
So they call it against the Redskins. They don't call it against the Giants. Almost an identical play.
It was weird.
Go ahead.
Agree. We get the ball back, and we're moving the ball a little bit, but this is where we have Kyle Allen gets his second turnover, and he's getting sacked, and he tries to do this weird thing with the ball where he's like, I guess he's trying to like throw it away or something, and it ends up just falling right out of his hands. And how lucky was that Tay Crowder to kick the ball, and it just skips a couple times, and it bounces right into his hands, full sprint. Unbelievable. Yeah. Goes right into the end zone. Like, no, he didn't fall. He didn't have to dive on the ball. Nothing like that. He just catches it full sprint, and it's able to run to the end zone. Very unfortunate.
Here's the question. Because I believe that if an offensive lineman or somebody on the offense kicked the ball like that forward, it would be a dead ball because you can't advance the ball on a fumble, right? So why is it that a defender can kick the ball forward?
Because it's a loose ball. You can't throw it forward. Like if it just comes out of your hand, but if it's a loose ball, it could bounce anywhere off of you.
No, what I'm saying is if you're an offensive guy and the ball is on the ground, the ball is loose, and you hit the ball forward in any way, shape, or form, if you reach out and hit the ball forward, the ball's dead. It doesn't get advanced. So if
you're describing a play where they do it on purpose. I don't know if he did it on, I think he was just fumbling it and it happened to hit off his leg, or at least that's what it looked like, and maybe that's what the refs called. Like maybe if if the defender literally kicked it like a field goal kicker down the field towards the end zone, they would be like, yeah, that's no good. You can't do that. But
that's what that was really more of my question, but more so than what happened in the game. But if a defender purposely kicks the ball or hits the ball forward and then picks it up, is it still a live ball? Because if an offensive guy does that, you can't advance the ball on a fumble. It's going to come back to where, You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the rule is there. If a defender can do that, and you're right, it may not have been a purposeful kick, but sure as hell looked pretty convenient that he kicked the ball.
It was
and
perfect. You couldn't draw it up any better in his mind. So unfortunate. Oh, by the way, Mike Pryor agrees with me. Haha, it was incomplete to me, but still celebrate. Kendall was impressive. So.
Okay, well then, yet there's 2 people on this podcast tonight that are wrong.
2-1, we win. We got it, Mike. We got it. All right, well, and for Allen's credit, when he turns the ball over, he comes back and he answers.
Yeah.
Right? To his credit. And he came down and he threw a nice pass to Cam Sims for a nice touchdown. It was an out and up. Cam Sims sold it great. Good throw. Hit him in the back of the end zone. Potential ties it up. Nope, we go for the win. And I'm going to break down the 2-point conversion, the all-time controversy, okay? Before we get into the play, I want to talk about this. It was the right decision to go for 2. Okay?
I agree with that.
And here's why. First of all, your offense was moving the ball pretty good today. We were 8 for 15 on 3rd down, 2 for 2 on 4th down, so we were good in short yardage situations. We were moving the ball. We just scored a touchdown, keep the momentum, and go into it, right? That's number 1. Number 2.
And we couldn't stop the Giants. Oh, wait. Was that not where you were going?
That's fair, too. And number 2 is if you can't beat the Giants in regulation, it's a loss anyway, okay? Get your win in regulation and move on, right? Number 3 is we are at a crossroad of, okay, do we win this game and try to fight for the division? Or do we lose this game and pretty much cement ourselves as a first-year coach rebuild, right? And if we're a first-year coach rebuild, we don't want to take unnecessary plays in an overtime game against a bad team where you could potentially get some of your young guys hurt and they miss time down the road in a garbage game where you might lose anyway. Okay?
Okay.
So you take your chance.
I can see that part.
Yep, you take your chance. And before anybody says, no coach would ever do that situation, Brian Flores for Miami.
We watch it all the time.
Who's not looking bad at 3-3 right now. They've played competitive games against the Seahawks, the Patriots, and Buffalo, and they've won 3 games. So they're 3-3 right now. Just last year, they did the exact same thing. They came down, tied it up with Fitzmagic, potential tied it up, and they went for 2, and they lost, and they went on with their lives, and they did the exact same thing in the exact same situation. They could have got their first win. That was... And Brian Flores is a good coach. I don't think anybody's saying he's a bad coach, and he made the exact same call. So going for 2 was the absolute right decision.
Okay, I'm not arguing with that, but let's play devil's advocate for this a little bit. So you're saying there's either 2 choices. Either Rivera sees a chance to seize first place or to be at the top of the division, or he's going to be rebuilding. Well, he benched Haskins, among other reasons, but what he said publicly was, I'm benching Haskins because Kyle Allen gives us a better chance to take advantage of these next 5 games we have. The division's wide open. We have a chance to do this, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if he makes the decision because he thinks that's the best chance he has to win, fine. But don't sit here and sell me that you're either thinking one of 2 things. You're either going to win it now or you're in rebuild mode. He already told us, I want to take advantage of these 5 games. So he did it because he thinks that was the best chance they had to win. He didn't do it like this is either going to work or we're in rebuilding mode. He's still only 1 freaking game out, right? He's still only 1 game, 1.5 games out of the first place. You think he's thinking rebuild mode now? No. He's thinking, I still have a chance to win this division because the division sucks so bad. So just don't sell me that it was one or the other.
No, first of all, that was the 3rd thing I said. Okay, that was the 3rd thing I said. All right, that was just one of the reasons why I think it was the right decision. I don't care if you ever hear that from Ron Rivera. Maybe he probably should. He would never admit that. He shouldn't admit that. Okay, that should never be something that he talks about. That. Okay, but the first thing I brought up is that your offense just came down and scored a touchdown. They were 8 for 15 on 3rd down, 2 for 2 on 4th down. Okay, your offense was moving the ball and effective in these short yardage situations. Okay, that was the first thing I brought up. So I do think it was a valid way to win this game. Okay, so That was my first one, but I'm just bringing in other reasons on why that this was the best decision for where this team is right now. And I made a Facebook post about it, and I said, if this is the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl, all right, I would send it into overtime. Do not put your entire season down on one play unnecessarily. Send it into overtime and try to win this game in overtime, right? Like, that's a different situation. But where we are right now in the whole, just, what's the word? I don't know. Where we are at right now as a team, that was the best move for us. Brian Flores agrees, and Ron Rivera agrees. Okay, and Ron Rivera also brought up we were on the road, and you go for 2 when you're on the road. You send it to overtime at home. That's a saying that I've heard before. So that's a fourth reason.
And just let me throw this in there again. And you call timeouts sometimes, and you don't call timeouts the other times, just because sometimes you're trying to win, and other times you're not.
Well, I already said I think that he was benched Haskins for reasons behind the scenes. I think that these trying to win games was a way to protect Haskins from what happened behind the scenes, and that's what he's saying to the public. So that's what I think.
Oh, and let me be clear. He is not a Gruden. He's not a Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden was like completely transparent, talked way too much, and Ron Rivera is not. He's not a Bill Belichick, but he leans towards the Bill Belichick side of things. Of I'm not going to give you crap at these press conferences.
Yeah.
I'm going to dangle some crap in front of you just so you have something to talk about.
All right.
But I get that.
Yep.
But
Anthony Johnson says, just wish Allen ran it in, but he hesitated. All right. Here it is. We are going to break down this play. Okay?
By the way, I agree with you, just so you know, Anthony.
Yeah. All right. We are going to break down this play. All right. Hopefully everybody can see this here.
All right. Tim's putting on his Chris Cooley hat. He's got a marker and everything.
All
so
right.
I want to hear what Tim Cooley has to say.
Okay. So, just like Ron Rivera said in his press conference, you basically had a play where you had 2 routes over on the top side, you have 2 routes on the bottom, different combinations, and Allen had a choice to go either right or left, right? So you have an out route this way, an out route underneath this way, you have an out route for Terry, and you have a fade route for 6'5" Cam Sims, okay?
Yep.
Gibson's coming out of the backfield, and he's going to scream across the end zone line to be an outlet for Kyle Allen, okay? Now, I'm
with you so far.
Looking at these matchups, okay? You have Logan Thomas and you have Dontrell Inman on one side. You have Terry McLaurin and Cam Sims on the other. With 2 defenders out here, maybe a third, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders over here, potentially guarding 3. Yep. If you're the quarterback, which side you're going to?
Left.
100% of the time, you should be going left. You have your best receiver in Terry McLaurin on the left side, and you have a 6'5" receiver running a fade route against a corner. For some reason,
no arguments.
For some reason, Kyle Allen decides to look left or right on this play to Dontrell Inman and Logan Thomas. Mistake number 1, okay? But the play design is not terrible, all right? Now, when the play is called, Terry McLaurin is stuck like glue. Logan Thomas is bracketed between 2 guys. Inman's stuck like glue by this guy. Gibson comes out, and the linebacker comes up and just hits him. Now, a lot of people thought, a lot of people thought this should have been PI because he literally knocks him over. He just hits him and knocks him over. No, because we're on the 2-yard line, and this is right here is only 2 yards away.
5 yards.
Exactly. Yep. When you're within 5 yards, you're allowed to hit the receiver. So that is why no pass interference, no defensive holding, no defensive interference, whatever, was called, because you're allowed to hit the receiver at that time. Okay? Now, to get to Anthony... Why can't you see the screen?
What? I could see the screen. You just did something now, and it messed it up, but
no,
I could see the screen up until this point.
Crap. Why
it
can't
wasn't
they see
moving.
It? Do they have
are they saying in the chat room that they can't see it? Because I could see it.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's bring it over here. Okay, now you should be able to see it. But
well, it's kind of chopped up, but it's like on the left side of it. So
all right. Sorry about that. All right.
Here we go.
So just to go over real quick what I already talked about that, since you couldn't see it, thanks for letting me know, is he had an out route. He had an out route that was shallow. Terry McLaurin had an out route going deep for Cam Sims. And here comes this. and then he was able to hit it here. So sorry about the confusion on the play. I don't know why that this wasn't over here. So anyway, technical difficulties. Forgive me. This is the first time I'm doing this. I will have it right next time. Okay, so
I take the under, just so you know.
Yeah. So this is where he was hit, and Kyle Allen decides to look this way on the hike of the ball. I don't know why he didn't look here, or to Terry McLaurin. This is your best receiver. He's 6'5". He should have definitely been looking there. All right. So now,
well, maybe he's trying to sell. Wait, hold on. Maybe he's trying to sell, and I agree with you, but maybe he's trying to sell it to get out all the motion going to the right. So he really has 2-on-2 with his two best receivers on the left.
No, he looks at this for a solid second, maybe even a second and a half. Like, this is the he decided to throw the ball to. No idea why.
Okay.
This was where he was looking. It's stupid, it stinks, and I'm sorry. But that's what happened, okay? So, now, after hike, he looks this way, right? And this guy ends up staying in the coverage. He's just on him like glue on the out route. He's on him over here. And these guys are all covered easily over here. He gets knocked over. Okay. Then Kyle Allen starts to break to the sideline. So this is where people say that he should have ran the ball out, like trying to get to the pylon. All right. I have another image here. So here we go. Here is the image where he has an opportunity to potentially go for the sideline, right? For the pylon.
Yep.
Here is Jabril Peppers.
Yep.
He runs a 4.440. Okay?
Yep.
How triangles work, and he's basically on the same yard line as the quarterback at this time, right? So he's basically already even with him right now. Jabril Peppers is a lot faster than him, and he has a shorter distance to the pylon. There is 0.0 chance that Kyle Allen beats Jabril Peppers to the end zone. Now, okay, maybe he would be able to get to the end zone and maybe spin or juke towards the inside, right? Maybe that's something he could do. Here comes Lawrence or Leonard, I can't tell who that is, but a defensive lineman here and a linebacker. So when Jabril Peppers comes out and forces him back inside, here comes a big 200 or maybe 300 pounder ready to smack you when you come inside. Okay? There is no opportunity for Kyle Allen, who's not all that fast. He's got a little wheels on him, but he's not this fast, to beat all three of these guys to this point. Agree or disagree?
No, I'm going based on what he ended up doing, and I would have rather seen him break out and without a hesitation break out on a dead sprint to the pylon, and then hope that the guy you were just Peppers overplays it, thinks I got him beat to the pylon, and at the last second he takes a step, he does a cutback and cuts behind him and gets in. He had a lot better chance of doing that than what he ended up doing, because he didn't have any options other than that.
Yep.
All right, so
the only two options he had to score this play is if he decided that he's going to give the big 6'5" Cam Sims an opportunity on a jump ball. That was opportunity number one. That was it. That was the only one out of the routes that were there. I also paused this at this point to show you, at this point, he had one opportunity to score. And it wasn't running to the pylon. Okay, I don't care who thinks that he can get to the pylon. You're wrong. He couldn't get to the pylon. I
didn't say he could get to the pylon, just so you know.
Okay, well, he wasn't beating these three guys in this area. He would have got crushed. Probably at the 2-yard line or 3-yard line. He wouldn't even have got close. Okay? The only opportunity is right here. After Terry runs his out, he spins and breaks back in, and you can see that he has the defender on his outside shoulder, like on his back basically, is if he sees this right here, he could potentially float it over top Peppers into this wide open
area. Yeah,
wide open center of the end zone. That was the only opportunity he had to score, and if he were to see it, this would have been a fantastic play. We would have been praising Allen, even with the turnovers, to find this 2-point conversion and win the game for us. But this was it. This was his only opportunity, because you see Gibson is guarded like a blanket. None of these guys over here were doing anything productive. Terry McLaurin was beat, covered greatly on his initial out, and Cam Sims never even gives him a chance of an open. Maybe he could have run but he ends up just staying out here, and this guy has an easy guard right here on him. Like they never really do anything. He's just over here kind of tiptoeing, not really knowing what to do. So that was the only opportunity he had to score the football.
Okay. Well, you laid it out very convincingly. However, I still say the line of scrimmage is at the 2-yard line. Wait, don't take the screen away.
Oh, sorry. Okay. We can go back. Hold on.
So he's at what, the 6-yard line? The last picture, or he's at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, about
Okay.
9.5, 9-ish.
Okay, he's at the 9-yard line. You're talking about Terry McLaurin's got the guy on his hip or whatever on his outside, and he's working back. If he right now goes on a dead sprint to the pylon, he's going to suck a bunch of defenders that way, and he's got 5 yards to decide, I'm still going to throw it to Terry McLaurin going the other way. Instead of hesitating, so the coverage doesn't do anything because they're staying on their guy.
Yeah, he's going to stay here, and he's going to stay here. And also, this is his only moment to throw this pass, just to be clear, because after he starts running to right around here, McLaurin comes this way and then turns back. And he ends up being covered pretty well by Bradbury. But anyway, go ahead.
But again, Tim, he was covered very well because there was no indication that Kyle Allen had any inkling or any gumption to run at the pylon. Mm-hmm. If he right now busts into a dead sprint for that pylon, the guy covering Terry McLaurin does something different. He's now thinking Kyle Allen's going at the pylon, so everybody and their brother is breaking at the pylon. You'd like to think, oh, the linebackers got it, everything's good. No, I'm saying right at this moment, if he makes the decision, I'm on a dead run, he's got 5 yards to decide, I can throw it somewhere else. And he either still has his big man in the back because the guy covering the big man sees Kyle Allen sprinting at the pylon. The tendency is to go back in, and as long as he's outside the 2-yard line, he's got a chance to throw it to somebody else. Or maybe do something crazy and manage to spin in for a touchdown. What he did in this situation is the worst possible thing, which is he hesitated. He stopped.
Well, yeah, he made no decision. He didn't throw the ball now, and he also didn't run the ball. No, I understand. I can agree with that.
So,
he made no decision.
So he did the worst thing that he could do. Maybe I'm not arguing that he didn't miss the opportunity you say, but I'm saying right now, if he sees that pylon and goes on a dead sprint to that, he's got possibly 3 different options of doing something with the ball. Because if he goes into a dead sprint, he's got 5 guys that are all thinking he's trying to run this in.
I hear you. He could get lucky. This guy could leave Cam Sims. That would be stupid. And this guy could leave Terry McLaurin. Maybe he gets lucky and gets one of those things. I don't think so because they were on these guys like glue and they knew their jobs, in my opinion. But I understand that maybe you can get lucky in one of these spots. But this guy is going to probably meet him here. This isn't even going to be a race to here. This guy is going to be meeting him here, and then he's going to be here, like meeting him around the same spot, and then he's going to be cleanup duty. And also, even if he does go here, maybe you even get a guy like this coming this way to potentially guard somebody. Who knows? But
right.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, just keep in mind, Montez Sweat had the running back covered, and yet Landry was looking at Montez Sweat instead of doing what he was supposed to do. Your mind doesn't always work the way that it's supposed to. So like I said, you see a guy with the ball with his head down sprinting at the pylon, you might think, hey, they're doing this for the win. So I can rely on my linebackers, and maybe they probably got it. Mm-hmm. But now I think his mindset is, I'm running this ball in, so it's all hands on deck. Everybody's leaving their coverage to try to go cover him, and maybe they do it a second early, and then he realizes McLaurin's open, or what's his face in the corner?
Cam Sims.
Deep round. Yeah, Cam Sims. But you have a better chance of scoring sprinting.
He had to throw the ball to Terry McLaurin. Okay, Anthony Johnson says he's on your side. You had to throw the ball to Terry McLaurin. Once you didn't throw the ball to Terry McLaurin, you were done. You were toast. Terry McLaurin was open, and that was his only opportunity to score. That's a fact.
Okay. No, it's not a fact.
Yes, it is.
It's an opinion. So you're telling me that my idea, there's a 100% chance it wouldn't work.
It's a 95%.
See, I disagree with that.
There's a 95% chance it wouldn't work. Just the defender wouldn't have done anything different, even if it was a full sprint. He would have turned around and tried to like stay in front of his man, because eventually he would have to turn and act like he's going to throw the ball. And maybe he does that in 5, but there wouldn't have been enough time, because any move that those guys would have made, Jabril Peppers would have been on him like a flash. He had less than a second to make what you're talking about in the play, because literally there are 10 yards apart. These guys run a 4.40. He already has momentum. He has less than a second to potentially make any play there, because Jabril Peppers is going to be on him like white bread, like immediately. It's going to be fast. Like, you don't have any. The only opportunity you had was to throw it to Terry McLaurin. That was it.
Okay.
Because that was what you had. Or you could have gone Cam Sims on the fade route right from the get-go. Okay? Because I understand, like, maybe some crazy scenario happens, but there was no. It was not like, what do you think percentage-wise he had a chance on?
I don't know. But I can tell you this.
Well, I put a 95% chance he would fail. Do you have any thought process of what your percentage would be?
No, what I was going to say is, according to you, as soon as he missed Terry McLaurin's opportunity, he should have just sat down and done nothing. What I'm saying is, when he missed Terry McLaurin, he did the worst possible thing that he could do, and he had a 100% better chance of scoring if he tried to do what I said than if he did what he did. After he missed Terry McLaurin, because to you, when he missed Terry McLaurin, the play was done. He might as well have just sat on the field and given the ball up, because there was zero chance.
Well,
of
running
anything.
wouldn't have done anything. That would have done nothing different than what he did. But maybe he could have thrown it up to Cam Sims or thrown it up to receiver that would have given it a better chance. But running the ball wouldn't have changed nothing. He would have had to throw it at some point.
I know that.
So he didn't throw it. So you're right. He did the worst possible thing, because he didn't give it anybody a chance. So that's, I guess, if you're going to do it in that narrow circumstance, then yes, he did the worst thing possible. But nobody else was open after that Terry McLaurin.
Okay. You know what, Tim? You're right. I have no opinion. You're right.
Yeah, you can have your opinion. I just think you're wrong.
No, I know. Well, but I'm telling you that if he'd have done what I said, run a little bit wide, held the ball up, and potentially made the defense think, he had a chance to score. What he did, he had no chance to score. You can put whatever percentage you wanted on it, but he had a better chance at trying to score by sprinting to the pylon than he did hesitating and throwing the ball to where nobody was. 100% better chance to score there than he did with what he did.
Okay.
Because he had a 0% chance to score.
Because he didn't throw it. But because he hesitated, he actually had an opportunity to throw it. But he didn't throw it. But, like, if he would have gone and ran like you said and didn't throw it, then we're in the same position. But yeah, I agree that he had to get rid of the football one way or the other, but that's a different conversation, whether he should have sprinted or not sprinted. What he did was stop. If he would have set up and thrown it to McLaurin, he had an easy chance of scoring there. But I'm saying if he sprinted, then if he would have thrown the ball, then yes, he gives himself a better chance no matter what. But because he didn't throw it, that's irrelevant to whether he should have ran or not ran, because if he would have ran and not thrown it, then he had no chance. If he stopped and not thrown it, then he had no chance. But you're saying if he would have thrown it, the only opportunity that he had a legitimate chance of making a completion was there to Terry McLaurin. Outside of that, he would have been a 50-50 ball at best, and probably less because everybody was covered, than if he would have thrown it to anybody else at any time in that play.
Okay, well, first of all, you said he had a very short window to hit Terry McLaurin.
I'm going to let you have the last word, and then we're going to move on. So whatever you say here is going to be the last word.
No, go ahead. Let's move on.
No, I'm giving you the last word. I just want to let you know.
No, because you changed what you said. You said that he had a very short window to throw it to Terry McLaurin, and he missed it. Mm-hmm. So by the time he took a few steps to the left and set up to pass, that opportunity to throw it to Terry McLaurin was gone. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm saying is, if he had not hesitated and sprinted, made it like he was dashing to the pylon and made the defense think quickly, then maybe he had a shot at hitting Terry McLaurin or Sims or somebody because somebody did something wrong. But the moment he missed his opportunity to hit McLaurin, and then he hesitated and he sat there and ended up throwing it to where nobody was in the end zone, that the worst thing he could have done in that position is not done anything and just sat back there and just thrown the ball to nobody. So, but okay.
I agree with the last point you said. I definitely agree with the last point you said. If you don't throw the ball, you give yourself 0.0% chance of making a play. So,
he threw the ball. He threw the ball. It landed. Nobody was there.
Oh, well, okay. So technically he did throw the ball, but he didn't throw it to anybody. He just threw it to air. So yeah, he didn't give anybody a chance. So I agree with that last part. Okay, we're moving on. We spent a lot of time on that. That was fun. Good debate. We have a Skip and Shannon comment comparing us to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. So, but all right.
Wait. I want to know which one of us is Shannon. Not that I want to be
Mike,
Skip Bayless.
Anthony Johnson. Which one's Shannon? All right, you tell me who's Shannon. I don't want to be Skip either. Oh God.
Yeah, I know. It's not. Neither one's.
Oh, I don't know. John is Shannon.
Okay. I'm not sure I feel any worse than that. If he just said John was Skip, I would have been like, okay, this is not any better.
Yeah.
But okay, let's move on.
All right. So the last thing I want to say on this game, which is really weird to me, is Ryan Kerrigan, who had a sack on the day, only played 7 snaps.
I didn't even realize that. That's interesting.
Why in the world is Ryan Anderson on the field at all if you only have Ryan Kerrigan playing 7 snaps? Ryan Kerrigan should get all of Ryan Anderson's snaps. Ryan Anderson should be at 0 before Ryan Kerrigan has 7. Ryan Kerrigan needs to be in the field a minimum 20 times.
Well, refresh my memory, because I know that Kerrigan is Chase Young's backup. So where does Ryan Anderson fit into that? He's on the other side, right?
Technically Ryan Anderson or Ryan Kerrigan plays more on the right tackle side or the left side of the defense, and Ryan Anderson could come in on the other side. But I don't care. Put Ryan Kerrigan on the other side before you bring Ryan Anderson on the field at all.
Yeah,
I'm not
arguing.
There's no reason Ryan Kerrigan should have 7 plays, and I've seen number 52 on the field. That's crazy talk to me.
No, I agree with that. That's short-sightedness. But like I said, I was just trying to figure out if maybe they saw Kerrigan as Chase Young's backup, and Chase Young was there playing every play, and they were only bringing him in to give him a breather every now and then, and didn't think in terms of, hey, why the hell isn't he playing for Ryan Anderson? Maybe that's the only thing.
If you want Chase Young on every play or dang near every play, I'm cool with that. Chase Young's a monster. Chase Young's a beast. Play him all the time. And you want Montez Sweat majority on the other side, majority of the time? I'm all for it. Sounds great. I like Montez and I like Chase Young. But if one of them needs a spell, then you bring Ryan Kerrigan onto the field. And maybe you need to switch up when they get their spells. Okay? Maybe don't bring both Chase Young and Montez Sweat off the field at the same time. Play Montez for 2 plays in a row, then bring Ryan Kerrigan on to be that. Yep. And then after 1 play, and then you bring Montez Sweat back on, you let Montez and Chase Young have another play together, and then you bring Chase Young off, and you put Ryan Kerrigan on. Ryan Kerrigan should be on the field way more
than 7 players.
More than 7 plays and way more than Ryan Anderson. I don't want to see number 52 if I'm only seeing Ryan Kerrigan 7 times. Okay? That's crazy to me. But that was a weird situation. All right.
Well, we're way behind schedule thanks to me, but let's get back on track.
All right. I'm just going to do this quick recap because I know people were talking about the division. I know Chris said the crazy thing about this division, if we win our next 2 games, we will be in the lead. We will lead the division. Really, we need to beat the Cowboys, which I believe we will, and we will get our revenge against the Giants 2 weeks from now. All right, so on that note, let's just quick recap. Obviously, the Giants moved to 1-5. They beat us. Eagles lose a close one to the Ravens, 30-28, where they also failed a 2-point conversion, and it was a read option.
They blew my 4-way. Did I tell you that? They blew my 4-way in my
Yeah, they ran a read option play where Miles Sanders and Carson Wentz get tackled at the exact same time. Literally, the defensive end tackles the running back, and a linebacker tackles Carson Wentz. They don't even get the handoff away. They're both like holding the ball because they literally just are collapsed on and tackled at the exact same time. Crazy looking play. And yeah, they didn't even have a chance for the read option. Very sad for the Eagles, but not sad for us. It's awesome. It's good news. And the Cowboys are just a mess, okay? We're going to get into the Cowboys because we're playing them next week. But I put a bunch of stuff, but you know what? I'm going to save it for when we talk about our next matchup against the Cowboys. We also have another NFC East matchup this week coming up. Eagles are in the Giants on Thursday night. And I'll take this opportunity. I will not be going live after tomorrow night's game. I have to go away for work for 2 days, so I will not be going live. I may conjure up something for going live on Friday to replace Thursday, but I will not be at my desk on Thursday night. So, sorry to the people that like me to go over.
And yet somehow we'll all survive. But good luck with your travels.
Alrighty, so let's get into this Dallas game. So a couple Dallas roster notes I like to go through. This is no more Dak Prescott. They have Andy Dalton, and he's an experienced QB that struggled last game, okay? He threw two interceptions. Put it mildly. Yeah, he threw 2 interceptions, and it could have been 4, okay? And actually one of them should not have been an interception. The defender clearly tackled I think it was either Gallup or CeeDee Lamb. I think it was CeeDee Lamb, actually. CeeDee Lamb completely got hit, knocked off the field like 15 yards downfield, and the defender ends up just coming up and catching it after he tackled the receiver. Yep. Should have been easily PI call. But besides that, he should have thrown 2 other ones. One of them he threw up, and the linebacker was by himself, and he had a gift from God, and he somehow just bobbles it and completely drops it. It was a terrible, terrible play by the linebacker.
Which is why they're not a receiver, because they have stone hands.
It's bad. It was a bad play. But he could have thrown more. All right. He also had some drop passes. It was a very unfortunate day for Andy Dalton all around. He made mistakes, and then when he didn't make mistakes, he tried to make good throws. The receivers then compiled on to make mistakes. Okay? So, all right, continuing with the roster. We all know what Zeke is, but right now he has 5 fumbles lost on the season. That's an insane number in 6 weeks. He had 2 fumbles lost last week, and that's 5 on the season. So,
what is he? I'm sorry, but what is he thinking? You know, I played boys club football where the coach always told us, don't carry. One of our assistant coaches said, don't carry the football like it's a loaf of bread. You put it in, you tuck it in tight. Don't worry about squishing it. You get it in tight. And the first fumble, he's got the ball out there with one hand doing that. It's like, dude, tuck it in. And
well, he just catches it, and it was a kind of a weird play where he gets tackled as soon as he catches it. And he wasn't even running a route. It was more of just a safety valve for Andy Dalton. He was actually blocking the dude, and he turns around, and he ends up getting the ball, and he turns around. But he didn't protect it enough. I agree.
Right. The announcer said he took 2 steps.
Yep.
And kept the ball out in a hand. Like, it's like, no, tuck that thing in.
Tuck it in.
They should make him spend this week carrying the football everywhere he goes.
Yep.
That's another thing they used to do.
And then everybody that walks around, they have to try to hit it out of his hands. In the hallway. Yeah. Punch it out. Right. And you cannot fumble that ball.
Hey, I take $90 million over what?
5 years. 5 years.
5 years. Sorry.
Yeah, $15 million.
I take that to fumble a couple times during the game. I can handle that.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just wrote here, he's still a beast, so we can't let him get loose, but he does have some fumble issues. They also have a backup running back, Tony Pollard, and he's pretty good as well. He's actually from Memphis, just like Antonio Gibson is. So he's got some talent as well. Now, they have a lot of weapons at the receiver position, okay? Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup can all do serious damage against you. Again, as I said, they had some drops for Andy Dalton last week, which is why Dallas is such a mess right now, because even their good players are not making plays that they should be making, but they're good. So we got to make sure that we're covering these dudes, because they all can destroy you if you let them. They also have a nice young tight end in I think his name's Dalton Schultz. No, I can't remember his first name, but Schultz. He is a really good, nice young tight end. So, and we already have problems with tight ends, so hopefully we do something to eliminate this threat. But he can't be your main priority with all those other weapons. So whoever's guarding Schultz needs to do their job because we don't have the resources to go ahead and try to bracket this young guy Schultz, okay?
Right. What we need to do is destroy this offensive line that's decimated right now.
Exactly. That was my next point. So you're right on track.
Sorry,
you're good.
I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right. They are really hurting right now. Brandon Knight, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin are all banged up. Zach Martin is questionable for the game, but if he doesn't play, this offensive line that was once a great offensive line, top 5, maybe even top 2 in the league, is now looking nothing spectacular. This offensive line is not very good. So, because they're all banged up. So, yes, we got to take advantage of this banged up offensive line and not let Zeke go crazy on us.
Yeah.
Defensively, they're led by a really good defensive end in DeMarcus Lawrence, but he only has 1 sack on the season thus far. So, all the other teams have been able to bottle him up somewhat. I guess they're chipping him, not letting him get free reign to the quarterback. But this guy is rated an 82 overall on PFF. He's not a bad player whatsoever. But I just went ahead and looked at all the PFF scores for Dallas because of how bad they are. And let me just read off these scores. It's not pretty. But first, I will say Sean Lee, Awuzie, and Tristan Hill, all decent players for the Cowboys. They're all hurt for the Cowboys and not playing them currently. But even the players that you think should be decent are not decent. Dontari Poe, 55 score on the PFF. Neville Gallimore, 38. Tyrone Crawford, 43.3. Those guys are all on their defensive line, all garbage playing right now. Jalen Smith, a guy that they just paid a big contract to, is only right now rated a 55. Leighton Vander Esch was hurt for the majority of the season. He only came back last week. He's a 49.4. Alden Smith, who is actually having a decent year. He's a 73.4. He's a guy that used to play for San Francisco and had off-the-field issues and ended up going away for the game for like 4 or 5 years and he's come back and he's looked decent in his return. Jordan Lewis, another linebacker for him, 48.5. No, sorry, I think he's the corner. He's the corner for him. 48.5. Darian Thompson, they're one of their safeties, 31.9 PFF. I've never seen it that low. Like, that's 31.9. That's insanely low. Xavier Woods at 64.6 and Trayvon Diggs, their rookie, at 44.8. Only one other player besides DeMarcus Lawrence is over 70 on this defense on PFF. This is just abysmal. And we, as somebody said in here, our offense needs to show up this week. This needs to be a week that our offense is put back on track. Okay? We cannot have a ditch. But this leads me to my 5 things we need to know to beat the Cowboys. 5 things we need to do to beat the Cowboys. Here we go. Number 1, get turnovers. Okay? This team has turned over the ball 15 times in 5 games. They are averaging 3 turnovers a game. That is how they're averaging, nearly giving up 40 points a game or whatever, 38, 37 points a game. Yes, their defense has played bad. Yes, their defense is not good. But how they get 40 points a game is you keep giving your defense bad situations to play against. An already bad defense is made worse by these horrible turnovers. We need to continue that train and get turnovers, and hopefully Dalton does what he did last week and gives us some free ones.
Right, but I also heard that Daniel Jones is a turnover machine, and we got 1. So we need to pick that up.
Oh, 100%. This is bad. Number 2, I say make Dalton beat you. Do not let Zeke get his first 100-yard game against us. Okay? Don't let Zeke wake up against our defense. Because if you all of a sudden let Dalton get a run game where he could just hand it off to Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott, this game could get out of whack real quick. Make Dalton be the one to throw it around and beat us. Okay? I would be very upset if I see Zeke have like 125 yards and we end up losing this game with 2 touchdowns. Okay? Do not let Zeke beat us. Let Dalton beat us. Defensively, bend, don't break. This team will make mistakes. This team is mistake prone, as the saying goes. This team will make easy turnovers for you, make opportunities for you to beat them. I don't want to see CeeDee Lamb 2 catches, 120 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay? Don't let them just break us off over the top. And this is going to be so scary because Troy Apke, DeShazier Everett, whoever the safeties are back there, they're just so bad. And please, Jack Del Rio, let your safeties just play as far back as possible and tell them they have one job. Do not let people behind them, and let Dallas drive it down the field. If they drive it down the field on us without making mistakes, tip your hat and move on, okay? CeeDee Lamb could kill you. Amari Cooper can kill you. These guys can kill you deep downfield. Please don't let it happen, okay? Because they will make mistakes for us. All right? Number 4. This needs to be the week that we run the football and Gibson and J.D. McKissic combine for 150 yards rushing. All right? Let's get Gibson his first career 100-yard game, because right now our run game has been non-existent. We need some run game finally. I've said this multiple weeks now in a row. This has to be it. This defensive line is terrible. The linebacker play has not been good. Their safeties are garbage. This has to be a week that we get 150 yards rushing combined in any way, shape, or form. Because if we only end up with another 60, 70-yard rushing day, I may legitimately pull my hair out. Okay, this is just so stupid.
Shouldn't take you long.
All right.
Not a whole lot of hair to work with.
God. Okay. And now, lastly, I did not even bother coming up with another way to beat the Cowboys. They're such a mess. My number 5 is just freaking win. Find a way to freaking win this game, okay? We're lost 5 in a row. We've looked like crap. Just find a way to beat this stupid Cowboys team that always finds a way to lose, all right?
So what about the receiver we picked up?
Freaking do it. So I actually didn't have a chance. I didn't see the receiver. I think somebody mentioned him earlier. Was this?
Yeah, I think it was Buffalo. From Buffalo, I want to say, but I could be wrong.
Somebody mentioned it earlier, I think.
Yeah, it was. Let me see if I can find it.
Somebody in the comments also say who we picked up. I'll be looking in the comments as well.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember it. I want to say like Brooks, or it's not
Forster. How do you feel about Forster? The Forster pickup? Is it Forster?
That might be. That could be.
I have no clue. Let's see if they commented yet. Robert Foster. That's the receiver.
Foster, that's it. Yes. He's like, this is his 3rd year, I think. Hold on. He doesn't have a whole lot of stats. I know he's got 2018 and 2019.
6'2" receiver. Of Alabama. For Buffalo.
Yeah, what is this?
He was an undrafted free agent, so another Cam Sims-like guy, undrafted from Alabama. I don't like that.
Yeah, so he played for Buffalo in 2018. He played in 13 games, had 27 receptions for 541 yards and 3 TDs. And then last year in 2019, he played in 13 games, had 3 receptions for 64 yards.
Yeah, and a 16.7% catch rate.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
this
is not gonna break the team. This is not somebody that we're gonna be excited about, I don't think. Like, somebody says he's fast. Let me look up his 40. 4.41, so he does have some speed on him, but you know, he's not Deshaun Jackson speed or anything. Like, he does have some speed. It's not bad, but it's not...
you put Sims, McLaurin, and this guy out there, and then I don't know what to think of Gandy Golden. I haven't really seen much from him.
Okay, this is my take.
Maybe get a little running back or a little rushing game.
I think Golden's banged up. I think Golden's banged up. But this is my take, okay? It's the same as the Cam Sims take, all right? You're a 6'2" wide receiver running a 4.41 40-yard dash from Alabama. Everyone watches Alabama. All the scouts see Alabama. If you go undrafted from Alabama and you're 6'2", running a 4.41 40,
There's
sorry.
something wrong.
There's not 32 teams worth of scouts missing on you.
Right.
Maybe there's a couple of scouts that missed on you from Kansas, like Steve Sims was. Steve Sims Jr. was from Kansas. Maybe you can miss him from there. Maybe a bunch of scouts can miss Antonio Gandy Golden from Liberty.
Or Darryl Green from Texas A&I.
Yeah, maybe you can miss some people like that. But you're a tall receiver running a 4.41 40-yard dash from Alabama. I'm sorry. Nobody's missing on you, just like a 6'5" receiver from Alabama. Okay? These guys are not going to be game-breaking. These guys are not going to be, all of a sudden we have Anquan Bolden, or all of a sudden we have, Larry Fitzgerald. Like, these guys aren't going to be these kind of guys because you're just not missing on that kind of physical features that a guy that has a lot of talent from the University of Alabama.
My guess is why all the other scouts look past him is because he doesn't have the work ethic that the good guy. I mean, if he went out and put the time in and ran route after route after route in practice and tried to get himself better, then he might be that guy. But that's what I think they see is, you bring up Fitzgerald or the other great receivers. Fitzgerald still to this day practices religiously. Like, he is 100% on top of his game. You got
He's so great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald's an all-timer. But no, I agree. So these guys are not going to break the play, okay? All of a sudden, you probably won't hardly see Robert Foster play. And there's also another reason he got cut.
But my point is what was the impetus for the Redskins to pick him up? Why did they feel like? I mean, who is he replacing?
I think Gandy Golden. As I said, I think he has an injury, and
so they're bringing him in for the back. Okay, so that makes sense.
I think it's Gandy Golden that they're trying to replace, and I think maybe somebody else was banged up. Who's our other receiver? Crap. Inman was on the last play, so it wasn't Inman. Sims was in there. Terry McLaurin was in there. So we have... I don't remember. Right, Isaiah Wright. That's who it is. Isaiah Wright, who's getting a lot of playing time with us lately. He's banged up as well. Thank you, Anthony Johnson. AGG and Wright were both on injury concerns. And also, yes, Anthony Johnson also says Sims is still out on IR. Correct. Sims has been out for a few weeks now.
we got people that listen to us that know what the hell they're talking about. I love it. We got good information coming in. Thank you to everybody.
All right. So, yep. All right. So, do you want to get out of here? I can hang out with the commenters.
Yeah, I want to predict. We have to have a score prediction. We haven't done that.
Oh yeah.
So, what's your prediction? You get to go first this time. What's your prediction?
We lose this game. We lose this game.
I think you're wrong.
We lose this game like, I don't know.
All right, I'm making notes here. Hold on, let me see.
27-17 or something.
Nope, it's going to be 23-20. WFT.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, the Cowboys look like the Super Bowl contenders people were predicting them to be prior to the season. And,
yeah, just like Daniel Jones, a world beater.
Yeah.
But listen, thanks to everybody. I'm out. Appreciate you guys listening. Look forward to next time. Remember, we're on Wednesday night. And can you come in? Just be here so we can help keep Tim straight. That's what I'm here for.
Yep, for sure.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night.
Awesome. Thanks, Dad.
Yep.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right, here we go. All right, guys. It's just me and you. Here we go. Let's get into some comments. Cam Sims will have a big day. You write that down. If they put him in game plan, he will go over 100 yards. Freaking Chris Chris making me write it down. Cam Sims. You know, I'm not going to write it down. I know. All right, I got you. You like Cam Sims. Never mind, I got it right here. I turned to the right page. I forgot. You're yellow. Got you in yellow. All right. We got Sims will go over 100 yards. Cam Sims. Over 100. I think you're wrong, but I hope you're right. K. Adorado. How's it going, K? Since Alex Smith got hurt, the team is 5-23. Isn't it just so sad? Isn't that just so sad? We've only won 5 games in what amounts to almost 2 years of football. 28 games. Terrible. Chris Sports Talk says the Redskins won 24-10. I like the way you think. Continue your optimism over on the channel. Anthony Johnson, Alex Smith was never good in the first place. I completely disagree. Alex Smith, I mean, he wasn't Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't your great quarterbacks, but the dude would win the time of possession battle. The dude would limit his turnovers, not let the other team beat us on offense. He would keep the field position. He would keep a couple of first downs. He would get us in good field position, making the other team have to go the distance of the field, which really helps your defense. Alex Smith, there's a reason he is a winner at every single team he played for, including the only winning record as a QB, as a Redskins in like the last 25 years. Okay? He is the only one to be 6-3 in his starts, and actually 6-4, and when you include the loss to Houston, and then he came in against the team who played Rams, and he didn't start that game, so you don't count it as a loss. But even if you want to do that, he's still 6-5. He's the only winning quarterback that we've had in 25 years. And yes, he's not going to throw 350 yards or 400 yards with 5 touchdowns. Nope. He wins you games by not losing them, essentially, but also winning the time of possession and winning the field position battle. That is why Alex Smith is actually a good quarterback, but I don't know if he's healthy to play right now, so who knows. Chris says, give Kyle Allen the half. If he isn't doing great, then you insert Alex Smith. I don't know. I don't know how much better Alex Smith is going to look, but who knows. Alex Smith has been good. Alex Smith was not good when he was in against the Rams. Okay, he looked out of sorts, inaccurate, not good decisions. I know the offense wasn't good, and I know it was pouring down rain, but at the same time, he didn't do himself any favors either. But hey, if Alex Smith is healthy, I don't mind him playing, but I just don't think he has it in his leg anymore. But who knows? Mike Pryor disagrees. He says no, play Allen the whole game. Hell, look good against such a bad defense. He'll look good against a bad defense. I hope so. Redskins win 23-16 for Mike Pryor. I like it. I like your predictions better than mine, as usual. I didn't mean as Haskins bad, but people act like he was our savior in 2018. Okay, I mean, as I said, if you want to compare him against Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, you know, you could compare him against the greats. Yes, he's not that great. But if you consider a good quarterback, somebody who wins you football games and doesn't lose you football games, Alex Smith is your man. He will win football games because he allows your team in good positions to win games, okay? And he does have a good, like, he can throw the deep ball, okay? He doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, but he threw a nice pass to Paul Richardson against Green Bay for over 50 yards, okay? He can throw it downfield, and in 2017, the year before we got him, he was the most accurate down-the-field passer in the NFL at the time, and he was like top 3 in air yards where the ball actually traveled on average. So the guy can throw the ball, the guy's good, and he's a good leader. The guys rally around him, the guys like him, and they want to play for Alex Smith. He's a good quarterback, okay? Let's see here. Mike Pryor. Well, he was a solid QB, solid, which is rare for this team. That's exactly my point. No, if Kyle's making costly plays, you take him out. You do not leave him in there the whole game with making mistakes. You give him the half. If he's playing, well, we'll stick with him. If not, you bench him. I could go either way. I'm not going to be, running to FedEx Field with pitchforks. Why did you bench Kyle Allen? If you bench him, you bench him. Who cares? At this point, right? But Haskins was worse than Josh Johnson. Who doesn't love Josh Johnson? Comes in, he beats the Jaguars, almost beats the Titans. You replace the god-awful butt fumble. Man, I love Josh Johnson. He made my day. When I was at that game against the Giants, we were getting crushed 40-0. I was at that game when Josh Johnson, number 8, instead of number... Yeah, I think he was number 8, right? Instead of number 6, because I think Josh Johnson was number 8. Yeah, instead of number 6 running on the field, number 8 was running on the field. And we were like, yes, thank God. Oh, so bad. I hated that the team made me root for the stupid butt fumble. Let's see here. The game planning for Kyle, if Alex comes in, that'll throw the defense off. You got some weird maybe in there. Man, who knows? I'm not mad about what you're saying. Mike Pryor, man, I wish we had Tua. Someone exciting like that would bring passion back to DC. Hey, Tua just wasn't healthy and we needed a quarterback, all right? And you know what? I hope that Tua does really well. I'm surprised that they benched Ryan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick wasn't playing really badly. They were, as I said, they were in games against some tough opponents, and they won the other games. But what that means to me is Tua's ready. Tua's showing in practice, you gotta play me. You know, and Fitzpatrick, you know, he does amazing thing. I love his passion. I love how hard he works. I love how, like, gritty he is. He will fight for every yard. He will do everything he tries to do to win. And I appreciate that with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But, man, if Tua's ready, Tua could be the next, who knows, you know, list great player next to his name. He could be the next one. And if he's ready and he's showing you in practice, I'm for it, and it should be exciting. Let's see what the young man can do. Chris, Sports Talks, don't worry. Trey Lance will be here soon. Just be patient. Yep. Let's go, Trey. I'm with you. I don't hate... somebody said on the radio, win never for Trevor. My motto is lose today for Trey. That's what I'm saying. Lose today for Trey. All right. Mike Pryor, haha, Tim, be honest, at that Giants game, how many Skins fans were in the stands when it was 40-0? It was bare, okay? There was not a lot of people in those stands, and Giants weren't good that year either, so there wasn't a lot of Giants fans either. It was probably 40% full, maybe 35%, a lot of open seats. But I was at that game, and when I go to a game, I don't leave early, and I watch the game till the end. And, man, me and my buddy Tim, another guy named Tim, I'm not talking in third person, we were at that game, and we were freaking rooting, get rid of the butt fumble. And when me and him saw number 8 coming, I was like, it's number 8, it's number 8, it's number 8. And you would have thought we just won the Super Bowl. We were so excited. We were jumping. Our whole section was laughing at us. You know, we were the laughing stock. We were just so excited because the entire game we were rooting for number 8. And then Josh Johnson comes in and he's slinging the ball around. He scores 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions. We're like, yeah, Josh Johnson. You know, every time he scored, we were screaming our heads off. I had a Giants fan there with me, my buddy Zach, and he was just laughing at us. We were characters that day. It was the best day we could have had when you lose 40-16. You know, it was funny, it was fun, and it's sad that we lost that game, but you know, we had a good time. Let's see. I don't hate him. I just think solid, but some people overreacted on him and liked him. I'm thinking you're talking about Alex Smith. That's fair. Yeah, if you compared him to one of the greats, then that's not good. They said Fitzy almost cried when he heard it on IG. Yeah, I mean, you have a team 3-3, you're having fun, you're winning games, you're in close games, and you get told you get benched. I mean, it's a tough decision, dude, but you got to make the right one as coach. Tim McLaurin should have himself a big day. We need him to make sure we give him 15-plus targets, insert him into the game plan. We need him to get the ball, period. He's out there frustrated. You can see that. You can see the look on his face. I agree. All the other great teams, you know, you game plan for DeAndre. You game plan for Julio. You game plan for Michael Thomas. You game plan for Devontae Adams. These guys get the ball on a high rate, and we don't do the same for Terry. I agree. Like, get him in the game plan, get him the ball a lot in many different ways, and see what he can do. I agree. They're saying Jarvis Landry and Odell and Julio might be getting traded. Ron had better find a way to make a trade for either of those if they're available. You do not let neither of those three slip through. Maybe you could get a good deal on Landry, but I don't want Odell. Odell can stay away, far away from us. And I like Julio. Julio's a good dude. He's a hard worker. He finds a way on the field every single day, and he fights through injuries. He's a fighter. I like Julio. If we can make a deal for Julio where we don't give up too much, I don't mind Julio being a Redskin. But Julio doesn't want to come here, guys. Julio is going to want to leave a bad team to go to a good team. He's going to veto a trade to the Redskins immediately. You know, he would love to go maybe to a Seahawks team or a Pittsburgh team or somebody that can compete. Maybe a Green Bay. He probably wouldn't hate going to Green Bay. They need a receiver as well, so he's not coming to us. And none of them are. Jarvis Landry doesn't want to come here. Odell's not going to want to come here. They don't want to come here and play with Kyle Allen and this Redskins team. They're not coming here. Yeah, if we don't get him the ball more, he might leave. Terry, maybe, who knows? Your hands, no. Oh, slip through your hands. I got you. K. Adatoro K. Since 2011, Alex Smith has won 81 games and lost 38. Alex Smith haters are dumb as rocks. He wins games, dude. He wins everywhere he goes. He doesn't win in the playoffs, but he wins in regular season, and he does what needs to do to win. I do like Alex, don't get me wrong, and yeah, I think Dolphins shouldn't have benched Ryan Fitzpatrick yet. I mean, if you have it's like Justin Herbert and Tyrod Taylor. If your young future is ready, get him in there, man. Get him going. Get him started. See what happens. And if Tua is healthy, Tua is ready, get him in there. He has a bye week to prepare for the Rams. He has more time to prepare for this game, and you announced it early, so he knows he's the starter. It's as good as time as any, and it's just really sad for Fitzpatrick more than anything. Mike Pryor, bro, you guys are acting like we can just buy anyone we want. Look what happened when we made a run at Amari Cooper. No one wants to come here. That's kind of what I said. It's funny. Chris's Sports Talk. They'll want to play with Trey Lance. We don't have Trey yet. There's no guarantee we'll get Trey. Okay? But we're not getting any of those guys. It's sad, I know. It's fun to dream, though. It's fun to dream. Nobody is hating on him. We're just talking about now how he is going to help. How is he going to help now? There's people that hate on him. I'm not saying you're hating on him, Anthony, but there definitely is people that hate on Alex Smith. There's no doubt about it. But I agree right now. I don't know how much of a winner he will be right now because I don't know what his health is. So if Alex Smith is healthy, I agree. He gives us the best chance to win games, but I don't know if he's healthy. Tua is built like a little girl. He won't last in the NFL. That's the knock. Injury concerns, man. That is the knock for Tua. But the dude's got talent. Okay, I'm questioning your football IQ. Stir the pot, Mike. Stir the pot. Stir the pot there, Mike. I'm sad I messed up that freaking 2-point conversion breakdown. I was planning on clipping that out and posting it, but now it's so silly I can't. Maybe I'll make a separate video. I don't know. But, you know, while we have the commenters, what do you guys think about the breakdown? Did you like that kind of format? Did you want to see more of that kind of stuff? I enjoy doing that kind of stuff, so if you guys like it, I could definitely implement it more. And I liked that we backed it up a day, the show, so I could look more into these plays. But, maybe we could do like a film breakdown Friday. Who knows? Like if you guys would tell me like, you know, certain plays that you want broken down, why you think certain things happened, why they weren't good. Just let me know what you guys think. Mike does not know what a winner is. A loser mentality ruined your mind. Mike Pryor, yeah, it was awesome. Def do it more. Thanks. Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe when I do my recap for the Redskins right afterwards, I know a lot of you joined me. after the show, I usually upload the entire thing. Go on that and post a comment of whatever play. Like, give me, approximately, third quarter, 3rd and 10, maybe describe the play a little bit, whatever. Give me something where I know how to find it. And then I could be able to go into the film on the Game Pass, NFL Game Pass, watch the coaches film, and I can get it ready and broken down for the Wednesday show. But yeah, so when I post the recap, like the immediate recap after the game, go on that and post the comment there. And also, as we're talking, you could probably tell me some things and I can write them down to go look at. I'm not going to do, like 7, 8, 9 plays, but, I can do 2 or 3 of the really important ones or really controversial ones that people are questioning that we can look into. There was a lot of comments earlier. I didn't know. I briefly saw a Cowboys fan was in here. Put 50 points on us. I didn't read all the other stuff. Alex Smith was the best thing to happen to a crappy Redskins franchise. And what do you guys do? Give him an infection. Alex Smith should never have come here. It was a death sentence for him. Damn near it was, no joke. It almost really was. You almost couldn't joke like that because it was that serious. I can look at some of these comments of them earlier. When is Cody Latimer coming back? He is never coming back. Oh yeah, he and Geist. Antonio Brown is coming back soon. Doubt it, but we'll see. We need star power at wide receiver in the NFL, and the worst wide receiver room except the Jets and Pats. Ron isn't going to go after him. Too much of a cancer. Yeah, definitely not. I agree. We're not going after Antonio Brown. Not happening. Those country boys can't be stopped. My Cowboys are going to take the division. Jeff Gordon. Is he the real Jeff Gordon? Oh, I'm assuming you didn't watch Monday night. Am I recommended the first game for a new QB? How do you feel about the Tua starting over Fitz? I've talked about that. Wasn't the QB's fault. You have absolutely no defense, and your offensive line is like a subway turnstile. Let's see. Go back down. What's recent? How is the franchise crappy? We have 3 Super Bowls and even more world championships. Well, it's bad ownership recently. You said it right before I could say it. We have star power. Well, one wide receiver that has star power. As a core, I believe we do need that. I still think you make a call for Allen Robinson. I would like Allen Robinson, but Allen Robinson's not coming here in this year. If a trade's we're not making a trade in the middle of the season. It's not happening. Yeah, Jeff was talking spicy earlier. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I ain't your bro, he says. How do you feel about Tua starting over Fields? Oh, Mitchell Wasmus was here. He couldn't have stuck around, I guess, probably. Jeff, I hope you see you in a couple weeks to tell me either I was wrong or I told you so. Mike Pryor, you son a gun. My aunt Ulysses could score 50 points on your skins. Just my pickings. What in the world is he talking about? Are we going to see you Sunday after the game to prove us wrong? Awesomeness S'mores. Landon Collins sucks. Landon Collins did suck. And I'm upset with him. That play was unforgivable. Make Daniel Jones look like Kyler Murray, Mike Vick, and Lamar Jackson combined. Stupid. We are first in the division for a reason. Okay, trade up for Odell. Alex Smith will keep him in check. No thanks. We ain't getting no Odell. Not happening. Not happening. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it an hour and a half in. It was fun. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting. It really is fun to listen to your comments, read your comments, and go through them. I hope you enjoyed the show, episode number 25 of Skins in the Game. And we will do episode number 26 next Wednesday. And again, to finish, I will not be here tomorrow. I'll be out of town. But who knows? Maybe I'll hop in and do something on Friday. I can't promise it because I don't know when I'm going to get home from when I'm out of town. I'm not coming home until Friday. But maybe we could do something on Friday night. And but I will definitely be here Sunday and Sunday night for the Redskins recap and the Sunday night game. So we will look forward to that. And until next time, see ya!